Well, every year, the city's Summer of Opportunity program, in collaboration with RochesterWorks Summer Youth Employment Program, connects hundreds of young people with jobs at local businesses and programs across Monroe County, with the goal of making a direct connection to success in school. Hope Worthington is a professional development specialist at the City Department of Recreation and Youth Services. Theodore Jordan Jr. is the Youth Services Manager at RochesterWorks, and Tearance Bethel is a student at Monroe Community College and a former summer youth worker, and they're here today to tell us more about this dynamic opportunity. Thank you guys for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
So aside from the employment piece, obviously, what's the mission of these programs?
The mission is to educate, train, and connect the youth in our community with viable employment opportunities to give them exposure.
And how are the two programs different?
For the RochesterWorks program, you can live anywhere in Monroe County, but in order to qualify for the program, you do have to meet the poverty income guidelines, which is 200% of the federal poverty guideline.
Okay.
It's mostly, like I said, the eligibility is probably what differentiates the programs more.
Okay.
Both of us focus on, youth in school from 14 to 20, also students in task programs, whereas on the SOUP side, there's no income guidelines, you just focus on City of Rochester residents.
Got it. Okay, so every year the program seems to grow, quite largely. How many teens were placed in jobs last summer? How many do you expect to apply this year?
Every year we have about 3,000 applicants who apply through our online system. Out of the 3,000 who apply, about 1,500 follow through with their supporting documentation, and last year we were able to employ about 800 young people between both programs.
Okay. And Terrence, you were one of those 800 employed last year. Tell us about your summer job.
With this summer job, it gave me numerous opportunities to go into different fields of training, whether it was with daycares or with rec centers. I was able to get working experience and be able to try to see what I could do to help the community.
And now how are students placed or matched with employment opportunities?
Individuals are, once they go through the process, we invite them to our provider fair. And at the provider fair, all of the programs who are eligible to host the youth for the summer, they're able to actually meet the young person, and then they can actually complete the job selection form to tell us what their desire is for their summer employment.
Yes, so the job selection form comes in after you fill out the application, you're getting your documents, and it's just a form that has a brief description about each program that's going to be available to them. And at the provider fair, as mentioned, gives the applicants the opportunity to meet with those different employers and find out if this opportunity is really something that they want for their summer.
Sure. Are you guys looking to have more employers on for this summer, or how would a business get involved in hiring young people?
Great question. Well, right now we're going through what's the RFP proposal process.
Okay. So
they would fill out a proposal for that, pretty much, outlining the program or the job opportunity for the kids, and how, definitely what we look for is a quality experience, a safe environment, and something that's going to give them skills, soft skills to go into a career later on in life. So it's a really rigorous process. We read through a couple dozen per year, following up with them, and then seeing if they have the capability and capacity to give the students a great opportunity.
We are still looking for some additional employers to come on to host interns. So if an employer still would like to become a part of our process, they can definitely give us a call, and we can send them out an intern request form to have them become one of our partners.
And Terrence, when you came to the provider fair, what type of work experiences were you looking for? Who did you meet there?
Going there, I was looking just for an opportunity to be able to work with others, working more on communication skills and being able to, discuss what we can do to at least try to help in the community. I was able to do that through numerous programs, especially Action for a Better Community.
Okay.
So.
And is that where you were placed, at Action for a Better Community?
Just recently this year, yes. I was with the group AIM, Adolescents Inspiring Through Multimedia.
Wonderful. And so do interviews happen right there at the provider fair, or how does that work?
It's really an opportunity for the young people to go and interview the providers to find out which program they would like to intern with for that summer. We do ask the young people to give us their first 5 choices, and we do try to match them up as best we can, but it is on a first-come, first-served basis. So individuals are encouraged to submit their supporting documentation as soon as possible. That way they can be invited to the Blue Cross Arena, and then they can hopefully be slated with one of their first 5 choices.
What do prospective workers need to prepare? What sort of documents do they need before they make that step and apply online?
Oh, you know, there's several documents involved. For one, you're going to need your work permit and make sure it's age appropriate. So if you start applying at 15, you turn 16, you're going to need to update your work permit.
Okay.
Social Security card, your photo ID, and a recent report card as well.
Tearance, when you were at the provider fair, what were some of the questions that you asked those prospective employers?
Why should I work for you? Basically giving them the opportunity to explain what they had to offer me as far as helping me prepare for, you know, my career and what I wanted to do in my life.
What are your career goals and what are you studying in school?
I am studying cinema and film.
Wonderful.
So working behind cameras, behind shows, stuff like that, that's stuff that really interests me.
How do you think your summer employment experience has prepared you for what you're doing right now and for your future?
We ended up doing a video at the end of our program to show exactly what goes on in our community and what we can do to help, and it was based off of actually video recording and editing, so we did a lot of that, and it was really cool to actually do.
Very nice. What are some of the key dates that people need to keep in mind right now, even though we're in winter?
The application goes live February 26th.
Okay.
So definitely go online and complete your online application. And the application will be open through March 23rd.
Okay.
I would say it's never too early to start, you know, preparing for soup. Like I said, there's a lot of documentation that's needed.
Right.
You know, especially you may think you have one that got shredded in the fire or water damage. So making sure you have your documents prepared, and also too maybe it's, like I said, preparing your questions that you want to ask employers. So it's never too early to apply or to prepare. Excuse me.
How important is parental involvement? I would imagine, like with the younger workers, that's an important part.
We find that whenever there's a caring adult involved, that the student is most successful in completing the entire process. Like I said, we have over 3,000 young people who apply, but if they don't follow through with the process, that's where they fall off. So we do have parent orientations available.
Okay.
Where this year we're going to do an online webinar where they can go online to do the parent orientation, or they can come to East High School on March 10th, March 17th, and March 24th to actually attend the parent orientation, which will explain the entire process from start to finish on how they can help their young person be successful.
What are you looking for in prospective candidates?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, I think for myself, for me, kids, like someone who's like ready and eager, who wants the opportunity. And like I said, just thirst for knowledge and wanting to better themselves and, you know, get that experience. It's, for me, mostly just finding someone who wants the experience.
Sure. Now, before the youth start in their summer work experiences, is there training involved to help prep them for that experience, especially for the first time around?
I'll speak to that, at least on the city side, what we're doing, because, you know, obviously some of our opportunities during the summer, and during the fall, the city hosts youth employment training. So it's about a 15-hour, like, week-long training that pretty much, like I said, could prepare you for soup. So the soft skills of, you know, resume writing, you know, how to answer during an interview, portfolio development. So those skills definitely go hand in hand with the soup process. You know, going through the process, you know, that follow through, and, you know, how to present yourself. So that's a great way to, you know, get yourself prepared for the summer opportunity.
Absolutely.
And many of the programs will do an orientation with the young person and their families before the start of the program, which will explain to them the entire process, how to dress, how to come to work. If you're going to be late, how do you call in? So there is some training, and the program providers that we work with do understand that this may be someone's first work experience. So they are there to also coach and mentor throughout the process for the summer.
Now, Tearance, you're a bit of a success story for the Summer Youth Employment Program. A lot of doors were open for you following your summer employment experience. Can you tell us about that?
So after my first opportunity, they said one thing that they noticed, that I stood out from others. I was able to do multiple tasks. I was able to do them without, you know, any type of yes, no. I was always on it. I had a lot of hands-on, you know, experience with a lot of other people. I was able to work well with others, and I think that was a major trait that helped me to get to the program and the position I am at now.
What advice would you give to maybe a first-time employee?
To get ready to turn over to parenting, being able to actually, you know, come into adulthood. I was able to learn a bunch of different tools for just going into the real world, you know, writing resumes, being able to go out into the world, being able to just do a lot of different things. So it was, just get ready.
right? Very comprehensive. So along with Tearance's story, what are some other success stories that you guys can share?
Well, we have like, you know, several interns who, you know, we've seen through SOUP and who've been, you know, like Tearance, offered, you know, full-time positions. You know, but you have to stand out. You have to be able to want to go above and beyond and show that initiative to differentiate yourself, you know, from your other coworkers. Same as when you start your career later on in life. You know, we have you know, 2 young ladies working in, you know, at our department right now, 400 Dewey, who came through the SOUP process, who stood out and were seen by, you know, higher level executives in the Dryas department who are working there now full time. You know, starting a program in the summer. So yeah, I mean, just we have several kids who you know, gone through the ranks, but it's a show that initiative and just stood out.
Right, it's a great way to network too. It sounds like. Theo, what are some of the partners that have returned year to year to offer summer employment to youth? We
have quite a few partners: Action for a Better Community, the Urban League of Rochester, Strings for Life, Center for Youth, a number of partners that partner with us. We also partner with local businesses who actually employ some of the young people as well.
Wonderful. Final question, why are programs like this so important for Rochester?
It gives exposure. In order for our young people to be successful, we need to give them exposure. And the more that we can educate, train, and connect, we can help point them in the right direction. And I think Tearance is a prime example of what the end result will be. Some of our current staff at RochesterWorks actually went through the summer program, and now they're employed at RochesterWorks. So really, it's all about exposure.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on today. And Tearance, good luck to you in your film career. For more information or to apply for the Summer of Opportunity Program and the Summer Youth Employment Program, visit summeryouthemployment.org or call 585-428-6366.